Good morning. This is the Blank's World webcast that can be found each week on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also listen in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You get more information about this show, past shows, and future shows at our website, which is behind me, blainsworld.net. I'm your host, Blaine Greenfield, and I'm here in my Zoom studio in lovely downtown Fairview, North Carolina. Each week, we focus on positive news and information about people and organizations in both Western North Carolina and throughout the country. And toward that end, it's my pleasure to introduce Nate, Ogden, and Fergie Guerrero. And before we go any further, guys, you can wave to all your fans and friends who are watching this. So give them a big wave and give a big, there you go. Okay. That's Nate and Fergie. And we're talking about a show they're going to be in, I guess, starting this weekend. And it's Ghost at Mars Hill University. And before we talk about that show itself, let me just get a little I like finding out about people I'm speaking with. And Nate, this first time I guess I've interviewed you and Fergie as well. And so I'll start with you. In terms of as a kid, you grew up where, Nate?
I grew up in Seattle. I was a military brat. So my dad and mom were Navy, but my dad was stationed in Seattle. And when he retired, we moved to Asheville when I was about fifth grade. So I've been here since.
So as a kid growing up, either in Seattle or Asheville specifically, did you always know you wanted to be in musical theater?
No, I wanted to play football like my brothers did, because both of them played football. But when it came time for me to actually get to the age of playing football, my mom said, no, you could find something else. And I actually started in music. I was a percussionist, and my brother, he got a lead role in the High School Musical, and they were actually in need of a kid who could sing, and I just so happened to fill that role. And it's love at first sight, I would think.
And what musical was that?
It would be Bye Bye Birdie. I played Randolph.
Okay. And in that show, do you know, did they have a tape of that or is there a record of that anywhere?
I think there might be. You'd have to talk to Ricky Webb.
Okay. Because I have this great idea, Nate. I'll share it with both of you. But I think that'd be a great fundraiser for SOD or for Morris Hill or somebody else if everybody would recreate their very first role, so you could recreate the role you had, in fifth grade or whatever grade you're in. And since then, so that kind of theater bug bit you at that point in time.
Mhm.
And so what other kind of shows have you been in since? A bunch?
Uh, I got to be a part of a production of Mamma Mia. I played Sky in that. I got to be a part of The Addams Family, Anastasia, Fiddler on the Roof. I mean, I could just list a couple,
Okay.
but um,
Good
main
stuff.
roles that I've looked back on are Mary Poppins, George Banks.
Very good.
That was a very complimentary role and what kind of actor I want to be in.
In the future too, do you have a dream role you want to be in?
I guess there's a couple. Um, Javert Les Mis comes to mind. That's a big one. Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror. It's always
Okay.
been a,
Sure. And the last question too, I saw you in We Will Rock You. Do you also play guitar as well?
I do.
Okay. So aside from acting, are you in a band or do you play music aside from that?
I do play music. I like to think I am self-taught on most things. I mainly play bass and drum set and sing, but guitar is not my best. I actually have my little collection of
Oh, I see.
instruments over here in my college dorm.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't see the one only instrument I was really good at, the kazoo. I don't see a kazoo in the background, but
I
oh,
actually
yeah.
do have a kazoo.
I'm impressed, kid. Okay. And Fernanda, I'll ask you the same question again. I had the pleasure of seeing you. I guess we will rock you. When
Mhm.
did you start acting?
Um, Growing up, I was more of a singer and not really an actor, but in eighth grade, I took a arts class and we did a little stage play, and I was the lead in that, and I kind of really enjoyed it. It wasn't ideal for me, but I really, really did enjoy it. In high school, I honestly didn't do many stage things. other than choir because I was a cheerleader. And so I focused on cheerleading the most. Um, it wasn't until after COVID that I started to look into theater and musical theater and started auditioning for more stage things. I went to this theater workshop class that they had after school. It was hosted by the Professional Theater Company in Asheboro because I'm from Asheboro and I was born and raised here. And they offered me to be an understudy for a show that they were doing because they needed somebody to cover for somebody. And after that, I kind of just stuck and did not leave the theater since. And that was, I think, in 2020, maybe. And after that, I finished high school 2 years later and auditioned for Mars Hill Musical Theater Department. So I didn't really have much experience before then.
Well, two things. So you mentioned you were an understudy in the show. What show was that?
It was Leaving Eden. It was a show based on the history of North Carolina. Um, one of the directors wrote it, I think. I don't think it's like a known stage play, but it's a local one. And that was my first stage experience working professionally and in general ever.
Did you get in that show? Did you get to go on at all? In any of the times you were on?
Yeah,
Did you get to perform?
I
Yeah.
did. I performed twice,
Okay.
and they actually asked for me to come back and perform more, but I don't think that ended up working out. But I did enjoy it, and I think they enjoyed working with me as well.
And more so, one of the cool things about the fact is that aside from being a musical theater study, folks do other stuff there. Are you still a cheerleader at Marcel?
I am, yes, I am.
Because the most amazing thing, help me with the woman's name, but I spoke to last year. She was in a bunch of shows at SAWT, and she was on the rugby team. Who am I thinking? Your
Oh,
hometown?
Ivy?
Ivy. Yeah, the most amazing thing is she plays rugby while also being in musical theater. Same thing
Yeah,
too. As a cheerleader, you get to
mhm.
do both.
I do. I do. I
Okay,
have to go to practice and then run to rehearsal right after practice every time.
keeps you busy though, huh?
Yeah, it keeps me busy, but I love it.
And one of the things I give Mars Hill a lot of credit for that they allow you. Some schools, if you're an athlete or on a team or something, you have to concentrate on one or the other. But they let you do both the cheerleading and the performing, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. So let's segue from that into the fact that you both are in a production of Ghost, and that's coming up what, starting this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, you're all psyched for it. Is it just the one weekend?
It's 2 weekends.
Okay, which is very nice because sometimes college productions only run one weekend, but this
Yeah.
runs 2 weekends. And so if you have it in front of you, or Nate, if you have it in front of you, what are the times and locations for this weekend or for the 2 weekends?
The dates are the 25th and 26th. So this Saturday and Sunday, I don't know the exact times. I believe they would be 7:30, doors open at 7. Um, but the following weekend is going to be Friday the 31st and Saturday the 1st.
Okay. And
Mm.
so do you have in front of you the
Yeah.
website to get more information? If they
I
want
have, I have the dates and times. They
okay.
are 7:30 on October 25th, that Saturday, this Saturday, and then on Sunday the 26th, it's at 2:30.
Okay.
On the 31st, the show will be at 8 p.m. and that's a Friday, and then on the 1st, which is a Saturday, is 7:30.
And do you have in front of you, Fergie, the website to get more information?
I have the flyer.
Okay, well, it's just better just look up, they have the website on the flyer,
Hmm.
which is,
I can pull up the website.
she's looking it up. But as she's looking it up, Nate, let me ask you then, for the benefit of the three people out there who don't know the story behind Ghost, can you give kind of the Reader's Digest summary of what it's all about?
Yeah. Okay. So in the story of Ghost, there are a pair of lovers named Sam Wheat and Molly Jensen. And Sam Wheat's best friend, Carl Bruner, they are two bankers in a bank. Well, um, in a sense of a money laundering scheme, Carl uses Sam Wheat's bank account to do money laundering, and in this sense, it ends up getting Sam Wheat killed. Well, the story of Ghost is about Sam Wheat in his past life trying to do what he can to get Molly away from Carl and kind of keep her safe. Well, in this process, the only way he's able to have contact with Molly and anybody is through Otame, a phony psychic who ends up getting the ability to speak to Sam.
Okay, are you saying, so I kind of know, so from Fergie is the phony psychic, is that correct? Phony? Are you calling her, you're calling a phony? She's not a legitimate psychic? I find that hard to believe. The, so Fergie, so we'll jump in from there. So you're the psychic in this. And so
And
how do you know, how do you get to know Sam, or how do you get involved in this?
well, in this show, I'm in the middle of giving somebody a psychic reading, trying to I have a customer that's trying to reach her husband. And while I'm in the middle of faking that, I actually start hearing a ghost, and that's Sam Wheat. And I Otome starts freaking out, and she's like, "What is going on? What is happening? I actually did not want to have this gift. I don't want it, but I don't have a choice." And now Sam is following me everywhere until he convinces me to help him out.
Now, had you ever been to a psychic or believed in psychic ability beforehand?
I've personally never um experienced or have gone to anything like that, but I'm a big believer in a lot of things, so maybe.
Okay. So in terms of preparing for the show, let me ask you a question. I always ask actors. I shouldn't assume it, but did both of you see the movie beforehand?
I have.
Yeah.
I did have not.
That's interesting. So you haven't seen the film. So are you going to see it before it opens, or are you going to wait till after the fact?
I'm not exactly sure. I have been asked to watch it with friends, and I have not really had the time to watch the whole movie. I have seen clips of it, but I'm not really sure if, I mean, the show's about to open. I might just wait until at least the first opening night to watch it. First weekend's over. I might just make that a thing, is to not watch it until then.
Yeah.
I just genuinely didn't have the time to. I didn't have the time to commit to watching the whole movie. I didn't want to start it and not finish it.
Well, I was going to ask Nate in terms of, in general, do you think that's good or bad idea to see an actor before or after the show?
I don't think it really matters. I'm more of a person that is a big believer on how someone interprets a role that they get into. Because I have my own vision of Sam Wheat that obviously Patrick Swayze is not going to have the exact same idea as I do. And that's, I feel, what gives a character so much life because it's so different for everybody and how they want to feel this character and how they want to perform and bring Sam Wheat to life, or in this case, Oda Mae.
Mhm.
It lets Fergie do her own spin on it, and I think that's awesome.
It's funny, I can see both of you though, I don't know if you see it, Fergie, but I see Nate a little Patrick Swayze kind of look there,
Yeah.
so it's not that far-fetched, which is kind of a compliment to you. And Fergie, I could see you as a Whoopi Goldberg type, person too. So I'll really be curious to see your reaction after you see the film again, or in your case,
Yeah.
Fergie. But the movie, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not a musical. The movie isn't, right? A musical?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It is not.
So in this, then, Nate, you told me off the air, you're with a whole bunch of other people. There are like 20 people in the cast. We don't have to go through the whole cast, but can you talk about some of the other main folks in the show if you have them in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think starting off great would be Emma Hall, the person playing Molly Jensen. She's doing a fantastic job. There would be Carl Brunner, which is played
Seabird.
by Seaburn Eccles.
Hmm.
He's doing a great job. There's Jacob Bailey as the hospital ghost, Nikki Vastus as Subway Ghost. Gus Emmerich as Orlando Brown. There's so many little intricate characters that are added in that there. I mean, there's not really a bad role in this musical. Everyone is doing something, and that's what makes it such a cool experience because everyone's able to have that little moment of shining.
Mhm.
It's great to see for everyone.
And what so impresses me with this show, Fergie, aside from the fact that the two of you are in it, but also have, which is very unusual for considered a college production, but you also have a live band with you. Is that correct, Fergie?
Yeah, we do.
How many people in the band?
And we actually just got to work with them for the first time, our last rehearsal, and it was a time crunch. We didn't get to meet, we didn't get to see each other even. We just kind of were like, okay, let's do it. And I'm hoping this week we get to know them personally a little bit more. Um, so yeah, I didn't get to meet. We do have, I think, a student in the band, a music student that is playing some sort of string instrument. Other than that, and our music director is
And
playing
you,
the piano.
and your music director is who?
Kenneth Scott.
Okay.
Kenneth
Okay,
Scott.
I know him. Yeah, he's been around for a while. So,
Hmm.
but that's pretty exciting, I imagine, for you. Or I should ask you, do you have a preference between live or a tape? What do you prefer? The band.
Nothing beats a live band,
Hmm.
in my opinion. It's a different environment and it's a different feeling when you're performing.
Okay.
It is.
So talk also, if you would, too. You've been working on this for how long?
About
We
2 months now.
Yeah, since school started. As soon as it was the first day of school, we had auditions, we had headshots taken, and then I think that week, by the end of the week, we were starting to meet for music rehearsal and stuff.
And
So
so
like two.
if you would, Fergie, give an idea of people should be aware of how much time you put into this. How often do you rehearse?
At first, for the first month, I think it was Monday to Thursday, and then we started adding Sundays. Then we started adding Saturdays, and I think this month we started doing every day. We would get like a day off,
Okay.
but
And
because it's also football season, and we have, like, for example, I'm a cheerleader, so I have to be at the football games. We also have a dancer in the cast that's on the dance team. We have a few people in the marching band and color guard. So a lot of us are involved in Saturday football games. So we would get those Saturdays off, but then we'd come back Sunday all day and rehearse after the games.
so I would imagine for both of you, with the fact that you're doing this, you also have school, you have other activities you're doing. The last couple of months and of coming to the show, you're not getting that much sleep, I imagine. You know,
Yeah.
you keeping pretty busy.
Hmm.
Okay. So when the show concludes, let me ask you this. Who do you recommend the show for? Who should see the show? Like
I think the show could be for anybody.
any
Anyone,
age limit?
truly.
Other than the fact that there is a few fight scenes and a few murder scenes, it's really nothing too scary. I think it's an emotional show. I think it's a really funny show at times as well. And I think the show could honestly be for anybody. And if any younger kids want to watch it, I think that's perfectly fine as long as they know that this is going to happen.
Mhm.
It could be for older guys as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
it'd
Hmm.
be appropriate too as well. And so the show itself runs. How long is the time of it? About how long? Two
I
hours.
want to I want to say it's might be a little less than 2 hours, but 2 hours max.
Okay. And of course, I'm trying to think the name of the song. It's escaping me, but it's a musical. But it'll have what was the in the movie? What was the classic song?
It
Unchained.
was the Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. Yes.
Will that be in it also?
A good amount of times.
Okay, good. A classic song as well. So after the show ends its run in 2 weekends, from a theatrical standpoint, do you have anything else lined up, Fergie?
I do have something lined up actually. I I have the opportunity to do a show with ACT at the beginning of next year. It is one of their one of their student shows, I think. And I'm doing a two-person show about a civil rights movement. I'm not exactly sure what show it is. I'm not familiar with it. We don't really have much information until it is January. So right now I'm just waiting and I'm excited for it. I do know that I am excited for it.
Okay, very exciting. And so that'll
Mhm.
be, you said next year in the spring or in the
I
fall.
think it's going to be in the spring, like the end of winter.
Okay, so look, something to look forward to. And I'll ask Nate, same thing too. Do you have anything lined up after Ghost?
Uh, Primarily, it's a lot of performances with music groups that are here in Mars Hill, specifically the jazz band, who Fergie is also a part of. I happen to play bass for that ensemble. I don't know exactly when the concert is, but it's going to be sometime here in the next month or two.
Hmm.
I know over winter break there might be a jazz show lined up where I can sing and play bass. We're still looking into the details of that. Uh, but in the spring, it's mainly going to be a lot of audition processes and a
Hmm.
lot of work at that.
And to give you both credit, I'll mention, I think we alluded to it, one other show I had the pleasure of seeing you both in, but you were in We Will Rock You. And that was quite some show to be in. Especially Fergie, you had a really big role in that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what was that like?
Oh, I loved that show. That vocally was probably one of my favorite shows. It was a musical with the songs from the band Queen and a lot of Queen references. And even though this show was very different and it was based in the future, the songs and singing and the music were just absolutely amazing. And it was one of my favorite characters. It was very different. It was a different character than I've ever played, but I really did enjoy it. And it was my first show in Asheville. So I got to meet a lot of new people that I've never worked with before. And I'm so glad I've worked with them and made those connections. And I really hope to work with those people again.
Well, some of the people in it's a theater group that Eric Martinez has put together, and it's just really really cool group that he's put together. And what was your experience, Nate, in working in that show?
Even I played ensemble, but even then, it was going back to these shows that there's no role too small. It was just one of those scenarios where everybody was needed, everybody felt wanted. Um, it was just a great experience to be a part of, especially all the songs you know and love from Queen, all the '80s pop references, all the rock references. It felt like a child's playground for
And
me.
just compliment you both. You both were great in it. And I guess a final question I'll ask, if folks want to keep in touch with you or find out what you're doing, either through social media or any other way, is there a good way for you to track you down?
Yeah, I have a Instagram. My username is Fergie period sings. Um, y'all can follow me, reach me through there. I post videos of me singing and performing, and I'd love to meet and talk to new people. So,
And at least give you credit, one of the things that drives me crazy about Instagram is that people can have different names, so at least now we know Fergie sings, but if you
yes.
know the last that sings, it's a shame, like Facebook, at least they give you the person's name usually.
Yeah, I have a Facebook as well, and my Facebook is Fernanda Guerrero.
Okay,
Just right. Mhm.
we track you by name. And same thing too, Nate. If folks want to find out what you're up to, what's the best bet?
My Facebook is Nate Ogden, and then my Instagram is Ogden on stage.
Like on stage. Okay, well, anyway, I'll look forward to tracking you down on both those, which I have already, and also seeing you hopefully in Ghost within the next couple of days. And be amazing, as I'm sure you both will be, because I've seen you in the past and look forward to Ghost this coming weekend. Thanks, guys. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.